Girls tripped may have turned into me being cheated on. Story 1, I don't know how to do a TLDR, so please forgive me if I get it wrong. GF went on girls trip. A best friend of her called me and told me that she has cheated on me. Her best friend didn't give me proof. I confronted her and she denied it, asking why I didn't trust her. I asked for one of the guy in question's phone number. When she gave it to me, I later found out it was one of her other friends' numbers. When she went to block him, she deleted it when I questioned why the number was different. I, 23M, and my GF, 23F, have been together for 3 years. This past month, she hasn't been as active with me, neither wanting to kiss me or touch me. When I asked about it, since we've always been active together, I got told it's because she works with elderly men who flirt and hit on her all the time, so I didn't think anything of it. My GF went on a girls' trip with 2 of her best friends, one of the girls I've talked to a lot while hanging out with my girlfriend. Before my GF returned from her trip, she asked me to not come over and to let her have a day to rest since she has not gotten any sleep on her trip. I did not think anything of that either, so I went and visited my parents instead. She called me, and long story short, she came with me to eat with my family and watch a movie. We then went to her house afterwards. I was about to take a shower when one of her best friends, the one that I've talked to a lot, messaged me and asked if I had any plans. I told her that I was planning to propose in the following weekend, as I would have 3 days off. She then told me that she had something important to talk to me about and called me. The friend informed me that while on their trip, she and the other friend were talking to my GF when GF told them that she had given oral to a coworker while on break and was debating going further with him. GF went on to say that she was supposed to go and meet with him at a show he puts on later in the week, but was debating that too, as she loved me. The friend began to apologize to me profusely, saying that she couldn't go on knowing that I was going to propose while GF was doing this. They've known for a while that I've had a ring and was planning to propose. The friend informed me that GF was debating on whether to block him or not. The friend apologized again to me and we ended the call. I left the bathroom shaking badly and looked through my GF phone, to which she got up quickly, took it from me, and began doing something on it. I then asked her if we could speak in her room. I asked her about the guy, and another guy that was sending her nude pictures. I've seen messages from him pop up on her phone, but she explained that she needed his number to get her work schedule from him, to which she denied everything and kept asking me who told me this. I would ask to see her phone, but she would ignore it and keeping asking me who told me this. When she did give the phone to me, I saw nothing. I then left the house and drove to the backyard since I was shaking too much to drive on the road. I called the friend back and asked for more details and if she had any proof or anything to show me. She told me that my GF had met one of the guys and had been discussing a book involving BDSM. The friend then told me the name of the book and that my GF and the guy had continued their conversation over text. The friend also told me that when she had asked my GF if I ever checked her phone, my GF told the friend that she was not worried about it, as I only ever get on her phone to send pictures of herself to me. Not naughty photos, I just loved having pictures of her to look at when I'm having a bad day. The friend couldn't send me any kind of proof since they do not save their chats on Snapchat. The friend continued to apologize to me while crying. We then ended the call. I was lost on what to do and sat there staring off into the distance, being unable to think. She asked if we could talk, and I told her we could. She came out and got into my vehicle. We talked while I drove us around. She explained to me that that conversation had not happened and that she did not do anything. I could tell that she had been crying. I asked if I could have the guy's phone number since she still had it saved, to which she gave it to me. I was then asked why I didn't believe her. As we drove, she reminded me that it was this friend that had told me about this, that had been discussing cheating on her boyfriend while on the trip, and that maybe she had done this to discredit anything my GF would have said to her significant other. When questioned about the book incident, she named off the book specifically, and told me that the guy was not involved in that conversation whatsoever. During the drive, I asked her if she could block the guys that I had mentioned to her. She said yes. On a side note, we have had an issue in the past. When we were first talking, she had told me a guy was flirting with her at work. Later on told me that they had hanged out after work. She also told me, more or less, that it was my fault. She also pointed out his house to me another time while I was driving. Since I had no concrete proof and loved this woman more than anything, I believed her. I got us food, took her home, and cuddled with her for a while. While we were laying in bed, she started to block the guys. I noticed that the number she had given me was different from the number she had saved for the contact. As she was hitting the delete button, I moved my finger to swipe up. When she noticed what I was doing, she hit delete before I could do anything. When I asked about it, she told me that it must have been a different number and that she had given me the correct one for the guy. I shortly left and drove home. While on the drive, I did a quick reverse search on the number she had given me, which came back to a friend of hers. When I first asked her about it, she denied it and sent me what she had as her friend's number. Shortly after that, she admitted that it was her friend's number, and that she had given me that one, since if I asked the guy what had happened, he would have spread rumors around her work about her. She is now texting me telling me that when she goes back to work, she will get the number for me so I can talk to the guy. At this point, I think I know what the answer is, but I would like opinions. Story 2. My GF cheated on me by catfishing someone else. This is long and mostly for myself. It's entertaining though. You won't be disappointed. I'm just trying to process what happened. I'm the type who has to talk about things to work through them, but this is way too embarrassing to discuss with friends. My GF and I, both F20, have been in a relationship for 5 years now. Last Saturday, we wanted to meet up with a mutual friend, but my GF fell asleep, so I wanted to text him on her phone that we wouldn't make it. I don't have his number. It's normal for us to use each other's phone. However, I saw a red heart as the last message in another chat and got scared, so I looked it through. They had been writing with each other for 5 months. He lives pretty far away, so they definitely didn't meet up, and it all stayed SFW. But there was a lot of red hearts, babe, darling, etc. from him, and just like types of messages that my GF has never written me. It's just so not her to write like that. I woke her up and confronted her WTF was going on because that's so unlike her, and she confessed all of it. It's just a game for her. She doesn't have any feelings for him. Like, at all, she couldn't care less, and she was just texting him when she was bored. They had small fights throughout the chat, and she declared that she just didn't want the game to end. She said she just wanted to not be herself for a moment, and that she escaped like that and assumed it would be fine with me. We've pretended to be best friends to get shots at bars or flirted with guys for the evening because it was funny. We were young, don't judge us. And she made herself believe it would be fine with me. She never mentioned him though, not once. Usually we would make fun of guys who would hit on her because of their really bad flirting techniques, but she never mentioned him once, which honestly upset me a lot. She was so much more sweet and loving and giving with him than she was with me for the last 5 years. Seeing that broke me. I understand it was just part of the act. BC being that lovey-dovey romantic is so untypical for her. I know it's not me who's getting the fake version but it hurt so much that someone else got that. On the bright side, she finally understood that she had to change her behavior towards me, how to show her love to me, and has since been a lot more affectionate. I saw how loving she was and really just thought, yeah, it makes sense now how she treated me these past weeks. I mean, she's not even interested in me anymore and likes someone else apparently. And then realizing that no, she still loves me. She just doesn't show me her love and thinks it's okay how she's treating me. That was the worst part, I think. I'm still so confused. The thing is, I believe her. Her life's a shit show. She's already in therapy. Don't worry. She's been doing really bad these past weeks, and I know it's bad. I know how badly she hurt me. I really seriously thought about breaking up, but for me, I mean, it was cheating. But I feel like there's a lot more behind this type of cheating than wanting male attention and attraction and whatever, and I don't approve of it. And if she ever did something like that again, I would stand up and go. But I also understand just trying to escape from yourself and being someone else for a few minutes a day. Nothing really changed, Yika. I still trust her. I believe her. I love her. But I think about the chat messages all the time, how fucked up pretending to be someone else is. Playing with someone else's feeling like that, she's convinced he's a F-boy and doesn't even care and plays her the same way. But dude, do you really know? How much she must be in pain. How much this hurt me. How embarrassing all of this is. I don't even want to talk to my therapist about it. I had all these emotions in such a small time span. I said I will forgive her and that I don't think badly of her 1H after finding all of this out and thinking about moving out the same night. It was so messy. It was so hard to talk about what has really been going on with our mental health this year, but so good and so important. I am glad this happened somehow and think this will be the beginning of a really good chapter in our relationship. And at the same time, I'm still thinking about how to even move past this. If you've got nothing nice to say about my GF, and I just don't say anything at all, please. I know I'm not getting played. I trust her. I love her. She definitely loves me. We will be fine again. I need to figure out how to move past this. Maybe you somehow find words that would be helpful. Maybe you have catfished someone yourself and can tell me why it helped you and how you stopped and learned to love your own actual life. Maybe you got cheated on and also stayed. Just don't tell me I'm dumb for staying, please. Story 3. Suspicious activity. So lately, my life feels like it has been falling apart. I work in cement and rebar construction and work from 4 a.m. to 6 p.m. Thursday. I've been working overtime every day and almost every Saturday to support my family and also so my wife doesn't have to work. We hardly ever have sex, and she acts like me wanted her is repulsive, or she always has an excuse that her body part has issues and needs to go to the doctor. I never questioned her body issues and left it alone. What's caught my suspicion is that we have nanny cams in the house, and I'll come home to them being turned away or unplugged. I have also noticed that the driveway camera never goes off when she leaves or comes home, but will go off when I leave at 3 a.m. and return home at 7 p.m. So recently, I set up more nanny cameras that are much smaller, throughout the house, battery-powered now, and screwed into the ceiling, or set someone where high. I have found out that she masturbates every day inserting toys and whatnot, but also appears to be taking pictures or videos with her phone. I've tried initiation sex and was received with the same thing that her lady parts hurt and burn, and she needs to go to the doctor. I haven't confronted about the video evidence yet. I snooped through her phone several times when she was asleep, and I couldn't find anything. I'm assuming she is deleting the app or messages. I'm not too techie, so don't know how to look. I have noticed that she used Snapchat because it was in her download history, but I'm assuming she deletes it before I get home. I have a feeling she's been cheating, but I don't know if I'm being too paranoid and accusing her. Everyone has the right to their private time, and I don't want her to feel singled out. What has been throwing me off is that she will find anything to argue about and complain that I work too much or we don't have enough money for what the family needs. She also tells all her friends and family how horrible I am and how badly I treat her, which is a complete lie. I've never raised my voice at her, but I read messages where she has accused me of all these things. I'm assuming to justify her behavior if she's cheating. I guess my main question is, am I being too paranoid and suspicious of her? I don't want to accuse her of cheating unless I have hard evidence, which I currently don't. She is also my only friend and person that I talk to every day, so it's making me feel like I'm constantly sick and want to throw up. Any recommendation or advice is much appreciated. Thank you all. Story 4, found out my dad is cheating. Please help. Hi all, please help. I'm sorry if this doesn't read well, but I have to share with someone. I'm currently on holiday with just me and my dad. My parents are married. A few days ago, I accidentally came across a message on his phone from a couple different Thai ladies. I found it strange, so investigated further. He has gone on a number of holidays throughout Southeast Asia, so I was hoping it wasn't anything bad. Unfortunately, I found some very inappropriate messages and pictures going back and forth between them, and even messages that suggested they have met in person and have had sex. This is very disappointing and distressing for me. My mom is an incredible woman. She is so beautiful and faithful to my dad, but apparently he is not. Not to mention, I love my dad, and he has always been such a role model for me. I feel so conflicted. I know if I say nothing, that he will continue in his marriage and my mom would never find out. I have made copies of all the messages which confirm his guilt, but he has since deleted everything. My family have always been very close and supportive to each other. Never would I have thought he was capable of this. What sucks even more is that he has continued to message her as I have been with him, saying things to her like me sweet and I wish I was with you, along with more sexual content. It's been so difficult continuing to hang out with him all day whilst on holiday. I'm currently writing this in the same hotel room with him. I'm trying to seem normal and make conversation, but I'm so angry at him. Right now, I am the only one who knows anything. I have a brother and a sister, both older. I'm 23. I want to talk to them about it because I can't handle this burden on my own. Please, this is where I need your advice. It's currently the end of July, but I am solo traveling until the end of the year, so if my mom finds out before I'm home, I would feel terrible not being there for her. My siblings no longer live at home, so it's just my parents at home. I can't stress enough how much my mom loves my dad. This will completely wreck her. Before this, I had a perfect family. I'm in shock and disbelief about what is happening. I feel I can't knowingly not speak up about this. But my fears are this. 1. My mom finding out whilst I'm not in the country home to support her. 2. My dad will obviously know that I was the one who found out. Will he hate me forever? 3. When I get home, my family will be forever changed. I'm leaving my dad tomorrow to continue on my own solo travel. Currently, my plan is to talk to my siblings and share this news. I think after that, I will message my dad telling him I found out and that he needs to tell mom, or I will. Please give your suggestions. I'm also considering not telling my siblings to protect them from ruining their view of our dad, but I don't think it should only be up to me. I also don't think I can handle this on my own. I'm sorry if this doesn't make sense. I could write so much more detail, but not right now. I've never posted anything on Reddit before. Please send your advice, support, praise, literally anything. I don't know what to do. Thank you and God bless.